The Orioles right now have a lot of top prospects, and I think that obviously Jackson Holliday gets all the talk, and right, he deserves it, right? And recently, Samuel Basallo was getting a lot of talk, and I think that there's someone that is definitely slipping under the radar a little bit, which is Coby Mayo. He was taken in the 4th round of the 2020 draft, and I think that most people agree that that was a bit of a miss for other teams right now. In MLB's recent rankings, they did rank him as the number 30 prospect in baseball, but I still think that even then he's still underrated because there's just so many Orioles prospects, and he's not a household name like Jackson Holliday. I think that seems pretty clear, especially with the Corbin Burnes trade, that Mike Elias is not willing to trade Coby Mayo just because he does have a lot of potential, and I think that Brewers fans were hoping that in a potential trade with the Orioles that Coby Mayo is someone they would get back in exchange for Burnes, but it didn't happen, and I was a bit surprised. I think Connor Norby was the one I was most surprised by, but I thought that Coby Mayo is someone that they would have a good chance to get back because he's probably someone that would be asked about. I think he does have a lot of potential this season, even to make the major leagues. I mean, he made AAA last year and did pretty well. So I just think that he deserves to be talked about a little more, and I think that we should talk about what to expect from him in 2024 and just his overall profile, what he does well and what he needs to work on. Now, I think that his numbers were probably even a little better than you thought they were last year. So he batted .290 with a .410 on base, yes, .410, and a .974 OPS, 45 doubles, 3 triples, 29 home runs, and 99 RBIs in 140 games, and that was in AA and AAA. And he totaled 93 walks, which is only second behind Jackson Holliday, I believe, for Orioles prospects, right? And I think that when people see prospects that are, their power tool is through the roof and their hit tool is kind of a little lower, they don't expect them to do really well in the walk department, but like I just said, he does, and he gets on base. And that's the good thing about him is not only does he hit a lot of home runs, he gets on base a lot. Now, I think one reason he was taken in the 4th round is because he was known for swinging and missing a lot in high school, which is what his agent says. But what his agent also says is that through analytics, he's been able to improve that a lot. And obviously, as we can see from his batting average, OPS, and his walk rate, that he's clearly done a better job at that. He's not swinging and missing as much anymore. But what we can see is that his biggest weakness, he has improved a lot. And I think that he's, coming into his age 22 season, he is gearing up probably towards a pretty big season if everything goes well. We'd probably say this no matter what year of his career it is, but this is definitely the biggest year of his career because he has the ability to prove that he deserves to be on a really good team. And obviously, we have a lot of infielders. Ramon Urias, which I don't know why he's still on the team, if I'm being honest. I know he did win a Gold Glove. He's on the team for his defense, but other than that, we just have so many people, because we have Westberg, Mateo, who might be going to the outfield, I don't know, Henderson, obviously, Jackson Holliday, and then, of course, people like Connor Norby, who I can't believe he didn't get traded for Corbin Burnes, but he didn't. But what I'm getting up to is that Coby Mayo is, he's 6'5", he's a big guy. And according to this Reddit post, which is from the Orioles Reddit, I definitely agree with what he's saying, is that you'd be hard-pressed to find a talent evaluator that believes he's a third baseman at the major league level. If he could play there, it's an easier fit. Good arm, but not much else. And that is very true. He has a really good arm, but his fielding percentage, I believe last year, was like .914, which is not very good. I think that, like this post says, he probably would be better at first base, and he also does play some outfield. But obviously, he is no fit here at third base because with Gunnar Henderson, with Jackson Holliday, with Jordan Westberg, there's just no room. And obviously, we have Ryan O'Hearn, Ryan Mountcastle, but Ryan O'Hearn is not going to be here past this year. I just seriously doubt it, especially because of the prospects we have. Now, we could trade him. Certainly, we still have way too many prospects. Mike Elias is not willing to budge because I guarantee you that the Dylan Cease trade proposals, I guarantee that Jackson Holliday was in it at first, and then when we obviously told them no, Coby Mayo was part of that, and he probably doesn't want to do that as well, which I understand. I would not trade Coby Mayo for Dylan Cease. I honestly would not. And I think the most important thing to note is that if you look at his stats year to year, everything has just gotten better. Now, I will admit there's not a ton to go off of because 2020 he got drafted, and obviously nothing happened then. And then 2021 he was in the super easy leagues and stuff like that. But if you look from 2022 to 2023, every single stat improved. And he did play a few more games in 23, but home runs increased, RBIs increased, batting average increased by a lot, on-base percentage increased by a lot, OPS increased by a lot. And obviously things like that doesn't matter how many games you played. And so that's a really good trend upwards, because obviously it only gets much harder the more levels you go. So I think if he continues to make that next step into 2024, he could be a really, really good player, not just for AAA, but the Orioles. And the fact that we haven't traded him, and probably aren't going to trade him, is completely understandable, and it shows that Mike Elias is doing a really good job as GM of the Orioles. Okay, so that is the end of this video. I appreciate you watching to the end. If you're an Orioles fan or just baseball fan in general, you'll probably like my channel, so like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Thank you.